All right, the next thing I want you guys to learn is when you guys are importing furniture or objects from somewhere else, they don't always come in very clean. And in fact, when you import things from Rhino, it could have the same kind of effect. I mean, this one's actually pretty nice because it's orthogonal information, so it's got a pretty clean look. But you may want to be tweaking it. You may want to kind of give it a little bit nicer drawing feel. And specifically, these chairs would be kind of one place that you have this kind of mesh look that really takes away from. Um, so, how do you deal with that? What we're going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and edit the group, but I'm going to edit the family. That's really where I want to start. So I'm going to go in there. And you'll notice that we have the mesh. If we go to the reference level, again, we just have the mesh. So whoever modeled this didn't really take any time to present it in any thoughtful way. So what we want to do is like now take that information and get it right. So there's a couple of ways to do this. So I think the kind of the easiest way that we're going to do is we're going to look at just making some drawings. That's just going to be the basic outline of the chair. So we'll just kind of go around the perimeter. Boy, it's really not a very well designed chair, I have to say. So even the mesh is very thoughtful. So we'll have that. We probably want to acknowledge the back. So I'll create a couple more lines. Let's see, we were on. That's interesting. Why would we be even on the planting for our line category? Huh. This is a planting. Okay. I have no what's going on now. Furniture, we'll just allow it to be that. We'll go under filter and grab my lines. So that just kind of shows you just how bad certain things could be, how kind of poorly designed they are for what you need to do. So in this case, I might want to go into visibility graphics in here and create. See, so this is the cut line. Maybe I should just add a kind of mid or medium line weight stuff that will. Wow, spelling this morning is rough. There we go. Um, and we'll give it a line weight that maybe is 3, and maybe we'll have the we'll also then create a new category that's the outline. And we'll have to play with this and see how it really looks. Maybe it's up to 5. That may be a little heavy. We'll see. All right, so now I'm going to grab those lines that I drew, and I'm going to take a look at assigning them my outline, and then I will go in and create a new set of lines that probably is just this back, and I'm just going to call that the medium. So that's just going to have a little bit one. I mean, even one line is probably enough. All right, now now we need to turn this guy off, turn the visible settings so that it doesn't show up in plan. And we're going to say OK. And go ahead and load that into the project. And you'll see immediately we have something that looks a lot better. I have to do think that maybe I'm a little bit heavy. So I'll just go ahead and grab that information once again. Filter, I just want, right now I'll do the, well, actually I don't need to do it here. I'll just do it into visibility graphics. Under object styles, outline, let's turn that down to the 3. and then we'll go medium down to the 1, which isn't really medium, it's actually thin, but I think we get the idea. It didn't look like it took, which I find a little bit strange. That is outline projection. Just go ahead and check to see if, all right, 3 is projection, just cut, solid, solid. 2 maybe. It's a little better. It could be also the kind of the scale that I'm at is making it appear a little bit heavier than it normally would. So you just have to print and see what you get. But you can already see this is 10 times better. And so I'd probably want to do the people too. These are relatively easy to do. Again, they've kind of already set you up to see the object. So all you need to do is go in and you need a model. Okay, everything's a planting. I don't know. I can't tell you why. And I would just keep it simple. Um, you know, an ellipse is going to look pretty good as is kind of denoting shoulders. And then obviously another ellipse. Somebody's head. And then, if you really want to get kind of carried away or little bit more information, you kind of would mimic a few lines that kind of denote kind of whatever the person is doing. So clean up some of this stuff. Probably would fix that hand a little bit. But already, again, it's 10 times better. You don't get the shadow, but in the end, a person shouldn't be kind of as heavily rendered in a plan because you really want it to be about the space. All right, I think that's it. So I think you should go in and start to correct a lot of these things that you've placed that need to have a better drawing. Um, I think I'll go through one more thing that would be worth denoting. Um, so in yours, we do have some kind of tree element, right? And so let's just take a look at what those look like in elevation. And that's not bad, but it's not really of a great tree. So you do have control over that. So I'm just going to show you one more trick that's pretty easy to implement. So you want the tree to kind of look like a tree, right? And maybe in plan and in elevation. This actually has a pretty good plan, but maybe you want it to be a little bit more refined. So what you're going to do is you're going to go in and edit that family, and you see what you get both in the 3D view, and then you get here in the plan, and then you get here in the front. Um, All right, so we just need to correct some of that and bring in some new information. So one place you can look, I don't know, I don't know. I just did a quick search. ACAD block seems to be something that's free that has a lot of different blocks, so you can start to put in kind of entourage that looks good. And you might look at people and maybe you decide that there's some different views that you would like to implement in your sections because obviously in our sections the people are okay but maybe not the best, so that'd be another place you can kind of play with. All right, but what we're going to do is we're going to look at trees and plants because usually those are kind of the worst. And let's just go ahead, and I think this looks like it has some trees and plan, trees and elevation. That's really all we're looking for, and we're going to just get a fair representation of our tree given this. So I'm just going to download this. I'm going to put it, somewhere good where I can find it. Here. And then I might just go ahead and I'll open that up in Rhino. So I'm just going to open up. Now we'll want to be in inches. I'll insert it. Embedded's probably fine. All right, so now I have all these. I'm going to explode that. And now I'm just going to grab the ones that I think that are going to be the best to use in my to represent my tree. So I'm going to grab that one. Just going to export that. Oh, so I want to export with origin because I want to just make sure it doesn't end up somewhere off in the hinterland. So I'm just going to pick the base of it. And let's go. We'll go to our new assignment. Drawing. And we'll call this the tree elevation. Sweet. Let's see. Probably just the polylines is fine. And let's see, do we want any of these as our plan? Some of these are, I think, a little bit nicer than what we have. So we'll just go ahead and call maybe that one out. Just do that thing again. Click in the middle. Call this tree plan. Go into Revit. Go to the ground floor of it. Okay, so this is, I think this is just a base. I don't think this is actual tree. I'm just going to try to delete it and see what I get on the 3D view. Yeah, so it was just a drawing. So essentially it was doing what we're about to do. I'm going to import the CAD. Tree plan, origin to origin, that should be good. And there it is. It looks good. Going to go into the front view. Okay, so the one thing I might want to do is you can see it's red, which I could change, or I hope I can change. And if I can't, I probably should go ahead and change it again here. Cool. You can see that these two things are not at the same scale, so there's going to be a little tweaking I'm going to have to do when I get them into Revit. All right, so cool. Scale this up a little bit. What I'm looking for is to get this to be about the same size as the tree is here. Okay, that looks pretty good. Go to front. Now I think this actually is that model, so you don't want to delete it, but now we're going to just insert into it this elevation, and we will scale it. I'm turning off the pen. Oh, come on. So strangely enough, it doesn't want me to scale in an elevation. I'm going to go to a 3D view, and for whatever reason, it thinks that that's okay. So I'm just going to have to grab it, go to maybe the top, select the bottom, select the top, scale it down to something that is within reason. And the other thing you're going to do is you're going to go to the plan view, and I have that already selected, and I'm going to just copy and rotate this 90 degrees. And the reason I'm doing that is I want this to be seen, and I'm also putting it kind of on axes, so I'm moving it a little bit there. Okay. I want this to be seen in both the front view and the left and right view. Okay, so now we just turn off the visibility on all of that. So all I did was select the 3D object, turned it off there. Okay, we'll load that back into our project. Oh, I don't want to have those crosshairs there, so I'm going to go ahead and edit the family, and I will select my elevations. Visibility graphics, turn off, oh, keep it there, turn off there. I don't think I had that one selected. Do that one now. Turn off there, okay. So again, this is just about making your presentation a lot cleaner and beautiful. So here you can see on the side elevation, looks great. Looks like I might want to move that elevation down just a hair. Grab them both. It's good. Again, load it back in. All right, boom. All right, so that should be something that you do. Clean up your furniture, clean up your vegetation, and get your drawings to look even sharper. All right.